Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. So it's game week 28 transfer plans. In today's video, I'll show you an updated fixture ticker from now to the end of the season. I've also got an updated fixture ticker from now till game week 31 if you're planning to use the wildcard in game week 32. Then I'll show you how my side's got on in game week 27. We've still got that United vs Everton game to be played tonight, but I'll show you how I've got on in this game week. Then I'll show you my side for game week 28. Then I'll handpick and show you my shortlist of all the players that I'm thinking about potentially buying over the next few game weeks. Then I'll show you my transfer plans. I've got 3 free transfers this game week and I'm planning to potentially use all 3. If you enjoy this video and you get something from it, hit that like and subscribe button. My aim is to get 15 likes on this video. I'm also trying to get 3,000 subscribers before the end of the season. I know you probably heard me say this a few times, but if you're new around here, hit that subscribe button. I'm aiming to get that target. Straight away, let's just talk about the fixture ticker. So if you're wildcard or you're planning to use the wildcard this game week, this fixture ticker is for you. Aston Villa have probably got the best set of fixtures. They've got Wolves this game week. Then they've got 2 pretty hard games, but after that they've got some really good fixtures up until game week 36. Game week 37, 38, you could probably sell them or sit them on your bench, depending who the assets are. Leeds are second on the fixture ticker after the game week in game week 28 against City. They've got some really good fixtures, so the players like Calvert-Lewin, Rodon, Darlow as a second option as your goalkeeper could be a decent option to sit on your bench and use when you need him. Then we've got Wolves, but they're blank in game week 31, so I'll probably give them a swerve unless you've got them in your side, but it's probably a good time to not have them. At the bottom, we've got Chelsea, they've got Arsenal this game week, then they've got Villa and Newcastle. So it is probably the time to start selling Chelsea assets if you got them in your side, and that's what I plan to do with my side. This is the fixture ticker if you plan to use the wildcard in 32 like me. So we're probably only just focusing on these next 4 game weeks. Then we can look for the game weeks after that, after we know what we're going to be seeing, because in game week 32 we'll know who's through in the FA Cup. We'll probably know who's going to be blanking. In game week 34, we'll know who's probably going to be having a double game week in 33, so then we can start planning our sides in game week 32. We'll have a big massive break. There's a few cup competitions to be played between game week 31 and 32, so wildcard, you can have a few days, especially, I think it's over 7 or 8 days, that you can really lock into your wildcard side and have a think about it. So it does feel like the ultimate side. But going back to the fixture ticker, Liverpool at the top, they've got 2 really good fixtures again against West Ham and then Wolves in the next 2. Also in game week 30 and 31 aren't that hard. The Tottenham have just changed managed, but they are with a few injuries. They got beat by Arsenal 4-1. At Liverpool keeping clean sheets, so Van Dijk, Konate could be decent options. Alisson in goal. Then we've got Wirtz. He pulled up with a bit of a back injury. Maybe he'll be back for game week 28. We'll see. Slot said that he might be back this week. Then we've got Brentford. Really good fixtures. Burnley, Bournemouth, Wolves and Leeds. If you haven't got Thiago, probably a good time to buy Thiago. Then we've got Fulham. I think they've got some good fixtures, especially in game week 31, where we've got the blank at home against Burnley. So you could get players like Leno, Anderson, Wilson, and then Raul up front, who got a brace in game week 27. With this in mind, I'm going to move on to the next part and look at my side for game week 27. So this is how I got on. I got 44 points so far. I've still got Bruno Fernandes to play. I made a bit of a mistake. Obviously, my defenders didn't do what I hoped. Arsenal didn't keep a clean sheet again, so that's 3 game weeks in a row. Well, 3 games in a row they haven't kept a clean sheet, a double game week, and then against Tottenham. I really probably should have not backed with a double Arsenal and gone with one of Senesi or Anderson, really, in hindsight. But how do you back against or go against the Arsenal defence when you've got them, because so many own them. It's hard to then bench them. I think over the next few game weeks, people will be selling some Arsenal assets, so a double up on Arsenal defence and benching one might not be the worst idea here and there now. Chalobah annoyingly didn't keep a clean sheet against Burnley. They conceded very late on. He was one DEFCON away from 2 bonus points. He was minutes away from a clean sheet bonus. He was on bonus points before they conceded. So getting only 2 points was a massive kick in the teeth after me thinking I was going to get massive points from him. Senesi and Anderson, again, both got DEFCON points. Krupi played the full 90 minutes. I was potentially looking to sell him for Ekitike and then buy somebody in midfield instead of Declan Rice. I can't remember who the midfielder was. I think it was Dango that I was going to buy. I didn't actually do that. I thought another extra week of information would be more vital. I didn't buy Wirtz or Raul instead. That was the other option that I was going to think about, Raul and Wirtz. Wirtz didn't play, pulled out the squad, but he was set to start. And Raul got himself a brace, which was a bit of another kick in the teeth, because Raul would have probably started for me, and a brace would have been massively helpful for a massive green arrow. But I didn't get that. But the other thing that I want to quickly mention is I wanted to post on social media and not forget that what my side was. So I went to do the graphic. I was planning to sell Verbruggen to Kelleher, and I actually went to start doing the graphic to then share on social media that I've sold Verbruggen and I've got Kelleher. So I posted that all on social media. Then I forgot to go on my FPL side and actually confirm the transfer. So I didn't sell Verbruggen. I didn't get Kelleher. Kelleher didn't keep a clean sheet and Verbruggen kept one. So I got massively lucky with that one. Verbruggen got himself 7 points. Well, Kelleher only got 2. So I got 5 points from that for being an idiot again. It's becoming a habit, which is frustrating for me, and it's why I'm getting the rank that I've got. I've been making silly mistakes. Being able to create content, full-time job, being a dad, and then posting on social media and stuff like that. It's all becoming too much, and I'm making that excuse, but it's me doing a deadline stream in the Champions League and forgetting to actually do my side minutes before the deadline, and then 46 a minute after deadline I realised I didn't make the transfers. It's back-to-back stupid mistakes like that where I've not made the transfers that I meant to. So I'm not making excuses. I've got lucky with it, but we'll move on to the next one and have a look at my side for game week 28. So this is how my side looks for game week 28, and Kelleher's away against Burnley and Verbruggen's at home against Nottingham Forest. It's a 50-50 call on that one, to be honest. Verbruggen or Kelleher. Do I wish that I had Kelleher for this game week? I think he's more likely to keep a clean sheet even though he's away against Burnley. But I think Verbruggen easily could keep a clean sheet at home against Nottingham Forest. Nottingham Forest probably are a better side, but being at home, Brighton, I'm not thinking that strongly about selling Verbruggen. I might sell him in game week 29 when the fixtures do turn harder for Verbruggen. Then on my bench, as you can see, I've got Chalobah and Enzo Fernandez. Chelsea's fixtures have turned a lot harder now. I could sell Chalobah, but he's playing in game week 31. I've got Timber and Gabriel that aren't, so I'm thinking if I sell Chalobah, then I've probably got to buy somebody that's really good for game week 31. Anderson and Senesi can do really well for the next few game weeks. They've both got some decent fixtures. So with the Arsenal 2 double up, I could probably keep them until 30, even get them through 31, the both Arsenal defenders. So I'm thinking maybe just keep Chalobah, not even make a transfer in defence, maybe end of the season. I'd rather use that transfer on somebody else. Chelsea have got Everton in game week 31. So I'm thinking maybe just sit Chalobah on my bench for the next 4 game weeks and then play him in game week 31 if I need to. And if he's injured or one of my other defenders is injured or not playing anymore, I can make a transfer then. I don't really want to make a transfer and then get to game week 31 and regret which transfer I've made. So I think I'd rather roller transfer, if you know what I mean, with Chalobah and get to 31 and make a decision with my defence then. Then into midfield, Rodgers at home away against Wolves. Wolves have done a lot better the last few game weeks, but it is a fixture where you're hoping Rodgers does something this game week. He's getting a little bit frustrating. He's been in my side for a few game weeks and he's been a bit done well, but not actually got the points, if you know what I mean. It doesn't matter how you play really in FPL. It's all about the points. If you're not picking up the points, you're not really a good pick in FPL because you're not getting the points that you need to have a good game week. Then we've got Wilson. He's starting at the moment, but I'm 50-50 on that. Is it Wilson? Is it Krupa Jr.? Krupa Jr. at home against Sunderland. Wilson I do like at home against Tottenham because Tottenham haven't been doing that well. Then we've got Bruno Fernandes, keeping him. Declan Rice, he's somebody that I potentially will sell because he blanks in 31. Is at home against Chelsea this game week. He keeps picking up decent points, 4 or 5 points, and if he gets an attacking return, that's a 9-pointer-ish from him. But I'm thinking, do I chase the upside and try and get somebody with a good game week in 31? And I'll talk about my transfers in a minute. Thiago, Haaland definitely staying in my side, but with this in mind, let's have a look at my shortlist. So we've got goalkeepers, and as I've mentioned, Kelleher, but there's also Leno that I've been looking at and thinking maybe from game week 29. Fulham have got some good fixtures as well, and then they've got Burnley at home in game week 31, where I ideally want a really good goalkeeper because I don't really want to start Dubravka, but making a transfer on goalkeeper, I think I'd have to make it in game week 29, or I think I'll give it a miss. I don't really want to make a transfer in 31 just for one game week, and max I get is 6 points, and I've made a transfer and I could have just got 2 points from Dubravka or save points and 3. I'm not really getting much from it, so if I make a goalkeeper transfer, it probably have to be this game week or next game week. Then we've got the defenders. As I said, not looking at potentially selling Chalobah yet, but if I was, I think it'd be Van Dijk that'll be on top of my shortlist. He's been on my watch list for 3 or 4 game weeks, and he's annoyingly got the points where I've thought about him but not actually pulled the trigger and got him. I do like Rodon as a cheap option at 3.9 million with Leeds' fixtures. If you've hit the wild card and you're wanting somebody that has a good fixture that you could probably sit on your bench as a third option and play, him and Hill are good options. Bournemouth's fixtures do turn a little bit harder after 31, but Leeds is carry on. Cash came back from injury. Aston Villa are a bit consistent, but they are a little bit leaky in defence. But saying that, the Leeds goal from the free kick was brilliant, top corner, so the clean sheet was a bit of a harsh one, if you know what I mean. It wasn't like a massive chance. The area that I'm looking to potentially sell, obviously, what I said with Declan Rice, is midfield. So there's Verts, Dango, Sade, Slobosly, Ryan and Tavernier. All of them are not ruled out at the moment, and I'll explain more in a minute. And then forwards, Raul, Ekitike, Calvert-Lewin. I don't think I'll get Evan Nielsen or Watkins, but they're on my maybe list. But I think it's the other 3. With Verts having a yellow flag, I'm just a little bit wary on buying him yet, but the other players, if Verts is out, then maybe Ekitike becomes a better option, even though he's been frustrating for a lot of managers. Maybe a lot of managers sell him and I can get him for a cheaper price. But with this in mind, let's have a look at the transfer options that I'm thinking. So transfer option number 1, as I've mentioned, Verbruggen for Kelleher or Leno. Don't think I'll get Leno this game week because they've got Tottenham at home. But I could get him in game week 29. If I sell Verbruggen, I could get Kelleher like I planned to last game week and get him for the Burnley fixture. Or I could keep Verbruggen for one more game week and not waste. It's not a wasted transfer, but I don't need to make the transfer right now. I might make a decision next game week that I want Leno instead of Kelleher. So I'm thinking, leave that transfer. I know I've got 3 transfers, but I'm not needed to use it just yet. So I'm thinking, pause that one, but that one I could be talking about in game week 29. Then we've got the option that I keep talking about, Declan Rice being sold. Is at home against Chelsea. I'm a Chelsea fan, so I'm obviously going to be a little bit biased about it, but I think he will get DEFCON points, and I do think he could potentially get an attack in return. But Liverpool have got two really good fixtures. I think they've got West Ham and then Wolves, if I'm remembering rightly. So Verts and Slobberslide could be decent options. I need to have a 100% confirmation from Slot that Verts is fine. I need to see him in training and be confident that he's going to start in game week 28, because I don't want to buy him and then him sit on the bench in game week 28 or not play the full 90 minutes. Hopefully it was a good precaution that he came off and he's now got a rest that he'll be good for the next few game weeks. And now I'm buying him at a time when he's had a bit of a rest. But if it's not Verts, then I could go for Slobberslide. I'm just a little bit uncertain with Slobberslide because he could play right back, he could play a bit deeper. When he plays further forward, he's a good option, but with the injury worries they're having in defence, maybe he plays right back or plays a bit further back. So I am a little bit put off by Slobberslide. The other option is to sell Enzo Fernandez. I know he plays in 31, but I'm thinking with Enzo Fernandez, I'm just going to sit him on my bench all the time. Same with Chalobah, but at least with Chalobah, I've got defenders that can come in and play good minutes, and I'm confident with. There's a few game weeks where Morgan Rogers has got two hard games against Chelsea and United, and I don't really ideally want to start him, so I'm thinking maybe I go with Dango or Sade. I think I do favour Dango and saving myself $1 million. I've not made the transfer yet, but I do think I probably will go for Dango. Sade didn't start in game week 27, but he probably will start in game week 28, but coming back from suspension. If I don't go for them, I could go for a Bournemouth player in Ryan or Tavernier. Both of them have got some good fixtures, the next three fixtures in 28, 29 and 30, but in 31 they're at home against United. And the worry that I have with the Bournemouth players is we've got Tavernier now back fit. He was on the bench and came on for the last 10 minutes. Ryan has been starting and he was unlucky not to score, hit the post. But I'm worried that Tavernier and with Krupi and now Ryan, what does that mean for the minutes? And if I buy one, will one of them sit on the bench in the next few game weeks because they have got, let's say, easier fixtures that they might give one a rest and bring one off at 60th minute? And I don't want to make the mistake of buying somebody and then them not play the full 90 minutes and I'm regretting it. I bought Senesi a few game weeks ago and Hill seems to be the guy that's cleaning up the points, getting more DEFCON points, and I've spent 0.8 million more on him. So that's why I'm not sure on that midfielder option, but I do think I will sell Enzo this game week. It's just I'm going to sit on it, even though I've lost the 0.1 million on Enzo and I've lost the 0.1 price rise on Dango. I've waited because I think more information with the midweek fixtures and press conferences will be way more beneficial for me. So transfer hasn't been locked in, but I do think it'll be Dango that I sell. I mean, Enzo I sell for Dango. Rice, I think it will be for Verts if Slot says that he's back fit. If not, then it could be Slobberslide. If I don't sell Declan Rice, because I'm not confident that Verts is going to be fit, and Slobberslide, I'm not confident that is worth the transfer, I could just sell Krupi. I've been a bit uncertain with him, but he did play in game week 27, play the full 90 minutes, but there was needing a goal, so maybe he stayed on for that reason, and Tavernier wasn't fully fit to be playing more than maybe 20 minutes, but the next game he'll probably play more, so that might eat into Krupi's minutes with Ryan playing so well. So I'm thinking maybe I sell Krupi because in game week 30, as I said, Bournemouth have got United at home, and I'm confident that he, one, starts and two, does something, because I have to play all my 11 players in game week 31. Basically have to start and do well for me because my bench will probably be Timber, Gabriel and Haaland, and none of them have got a game week as right now, unless City's fixture against Crystal Palace changes and they do actually play in game week 31. So if I sell Krupi, I could get Raul, I could get Ekatike, or I could get Calvert-Lewin. I think I favour Raul at the moment, but when I was looking at it and I was looking through the game weeks when I did buy Raul and I bought Dango and Verts, there was a lot of game weeks where I sat Raul on the bench and I thought to myself, why am I using a transfer to sell Krupi and then not using Raul? It feels like just benching dilemmas, benching problems, me coming on here in a few game weeks saying I've benched Raul and he's got a brace again. At least a little bit of pain was eased that yes, I was going to buy him in game week 27, but at least I didn't have him on my bench and not get the points like I got with Senesi and Anderson in game week 27. So yeah, Ekatike has been underwhelming, but I'm happy that he's been underwhelming where I've not owned him, if you know what I mean. A lot of managers are getting sick of him. A lot of managers own him though. So I'm a little bit worried about Ekatike. I think I'd only go for Ekatike if Verts isn't fit, just so I get a bit of a Liverpool cover if I'm not confident with Slabberslide. But ideally, I think I want to go for Verts, and then I can get Raul in potentially game week 29. Potentially, I'd just make 2 transfers this game week. It's the Rice to Verts, Enzo to Dango, and then I'd have I'd roll 1 transfer over, then I'd have 2 in game week 29, and I could make the transfer of Verbruggen to Kelleher or Leno, and I could make the transfer of Krupi to Raul. That's the rough plan, and if it's not Raul, I could go for Calvert-Lewin. I'm a little bit worried about Raul. One part of me is a little bit worried because Muniz is back. I know Raul's in really good form, but you wouldn't be surprised if Muniz plays one of the games or comes on for half an hour at least in some of the games. So that's what's putting me off Raul as well, sitting him on the bench and then get to game week 31 and he's not actually starting. It's just a bit of a nightmare as well as Krupi Jr. So I'm wasting a transfer basically for one game week that I'm going to use him in 31 and the other ones I might not use him because my midfield will be stacked and I'll show you my side if I do make them 2 transfers that I've talked about. So this is how my side could line up if I make them 2 transfers. So Enzo Fernandez and Declan Rice out, and I'll be getting Verts at home against West Ham, and I'll be getting Dango away against Burnley. I'll be getting Enzo sold against Arsenal that'll probably sit on my bench. And I'll be selling Rice that's got a home against Tottenham, and I'm getting Verts. Hopefully Verts with the rest is fully fit. This would be the only plan if Verts is fit, obviously. And then on this one, I've put Krupi in the side and Wilson on the bench. I'm 50-50 on that. So get in the comment section, let me know what you think. Would you start Krupi Jr. at home against Sunderland, or would you start Wilson at home against Tottenham? Wilson actually got DEFCON points and an assist in game week 27. So it feels a bit wrong to bench him, but Krupi Jr. not scoring in a few game weeks, probably more likely to now score. He's one of them lethal finishers, but there's a good chance he doesn't even start, so maybe I just go for Wilson and know that he's going to probably start and play a full 90 minutes. Got Senesi at home against Sunderland, and I've got Anderson on the bench, so having Chalobah as my third choice defender, 5th choice defender for the next few game weeks, and having for 31 is fine. I'm going to do a team selection video, and then tomorrow for the UEFA Champions League, and then I'll be back around Wednesday, Thursday for a team selection video for game week 28, where I lock into what I'm going to do. I'm going to have a few days to think about this, but get in the comment section, let me know what you think of my transfers, and also let me know what you're thinking. How did you get on in game week 27? How are you getting on with your chips? How many have you used? How far are you ahead, behind in your mini league? And let's try and close these mini leagues titles down, because we know it's important to beat our friends in these games. So please do let me know if you need my help before deadline. I'll try and help you out. At me on social media, direct message me on FPL Scott or FPL Scott _ and I'll get back to you before deadline. Just quickly before I do finish, before I forget, I'm planning to do a group chat on WhatsApp where anybody that wants to talk FPL can join. We can talk about our sides, talk about captains, talk about transfers, talk about our chip strategy, have a bit of fun through the game weeks, how we're getting on, what transfer mistakes we've made, have a bit of fun, do you know what I mean? I feel like I could try and hopefully build a little bit of a community where we can all get to talk about the passion that we're obviously got, because if you're watching this and you've got this far, you obviously care about FPL like me, and hopefully the people in the group chat will also have the same vibe as you, so we can all talk about this kind of stuff together instead of stressing out ourselves and being annoyed about ourselves and what we've done. At least we can vent together that, oh God, I did this wrong, and we can hopefully cheer each other up and help each other get green arrows. But yeah, direct message me on either any of the social medias, BlueSky, Twitter, Instagram. If you're wanting, just direct message me and say, yeah, I want to get in, and I'll get your phone number and add you to the group chat. I'm going to do it after we record this video and get it out. So once you see this, the group chat will be open, and we will be there to start talking FPL. But I'm going to leave it here. I'll be back for a UEFA Champions League team selection video tomorrow, and then I'll be back around probably Thursday, team selection for Champions League, because we've got for the Premier League, Game Week 28 team selection on Thursday morning when the Champions League fixtures have been played, and I've got that out of my head because, yeah, I'm thinking about UEFA Champions League after this video for the next few days. Signing off. Thank you everybody that's watched this. Hit that like button before we finish. 15 likes is the target. Signing off, and I'll see you on the next one. Goodbye.